Good morning from Lakewood Seaplane Base, the busiest seaplane base in the world. Today, we are going to take Phil. We're gonna go do a little adventuring. Up until now, you've seen me use Phil to do some kind of boring stuff, like delivering pizza in Phil. All right, that was okay. Taking Phil out and getting Qdoba on the first flight of the year, I mean, it was the first flight of the year. But every season, whenever we put a float plane back in the water, we kind of have to make sure it's really good to go before we start going really far. Now, I have every intention of taking Phil out and going to do some fishing off the floats, gonna go do some bear viewing, and really my plan is to take him pretty far west. Those are big tanks that are in that aircraft, and I have a lot of range with that plane. So today we're gonna do something a little bit different, and we're gonna kind of start stretching the boundaries of Phil a little bit. So today, we are going to go to a spot that I've been eyeballing over about the last week, and it's actually out in Glacier, which is where you saw us do our paddleboard video the other day. Now, if you know anything about that, there's a lot of glacial ice out there. So today, I'm gonna take Phil, and I'm gonna go put Phil in the pond in front of the toe of the Kinnick, as long as there isn't too much ice there. Now, before I do this, if you have a float plane, please don't go try this. If I hit an iceberg with this, or even a small chunk of ice that's slightly submerged, yeah, I mean, I could absolutely sink my airplane today. But I just want to say that and get this out there. Some of the stuff that we do, especially on this channel, don't go try and replicate. It is a lot of fun, but it is pretty stupid. I take as many calculated risks as I can, but at the end of the day, there's still risk involved with that. With that said, let's hop in the plane, let's get out there.
West, clear for takeoff. Morning, Lincoln Tower, Cessna 245, uniforms, North Shore Lakes, Power Text, Bear West with Yankee.
Shut my door. I got the cameras all running. Lincoln Tower, float pacer 16 Bravo, ready west.
16 Bravo, West Coast takeoff.
West, here we go, 16 Bravo. All right, first notch flaps in, water rudder's coming up. Repeat off.
I feel the weight behind my eyes. Lean towards the color that lies within. Life in between you and I. Still you right there under my skin. I've been waiting. There's no fault lines to crack and leave me aching.
I kind of wanted to talk really fast about one of the comments I got on my Qdoba video. And they basically said something along the lines of that me talking about the wind and the gusts with the wind was being dramatic. And I kind of want to address that really fast because I do my very, very best to make sure that you guys kind of see what's going on around me as I'm flying. I want you guys to feel like you're here with me. One of the things that I've learned over the years is that vocalization about your surroundings, whether you're in all by yourself or if you have a co-pilot with you, it comes down to identifying your surroundings and vocalizing your surroundings and vocalizing the things that go on. And after as many hours as I have in fixed wing and helicopter, I do vocalize the things that are going on around me. And that's how I've stayed safe all of this time throughout all the things that I've done with all the different aircraft that I have. I just wanted to address that because that's one of the things that got brought up in the comments. And I'm building this channel out so you guys can see what it's like to fly up here and adventure up here and how we use airplanes to make adventuring more fun and how we can use these airplanes to get to more remote places and to give you a glimpse inside of how aviation is used outside the lower 48. Virtual traffic, white yellow float pacer over downtown Eagle River, 1,500 northbound on the highway. Virtual traffic, white yellow float pacer over the quarry, northbound on the Old Glen.
There's a push and there's a pull. There's a new moon and then it's full. The tide will rise and rise until it falls. And there's a rhythm to it all.
I've gotten a lot of people that have been asking me kind of about my story, how I came about to fly, what's my involvement in aviation, what I do to have these type of aircraft, and you know, am I from Alaska or when did I move here? So let's start with, my name is Brett. No, I am not from Alaska. I am actually from Southern California originally. I first moved up to Alaska back in the early 2000s, right about the same time I started flying. Flying is one of those things that I kind of fell into, and then when I fell hard because I just became absolutely obsessed with flying.
There's a you and there's a me. There's a pattern in the chaos, a current in the sea, and there are times I wish I had a mountain top to see the rhythm of it all.
Everything I could do to get into a cockpit of an airplane, I did. I have done everything from pumping out laboratories, slinging bags, towing aircraft, fueling aircraft. I've done everything in aviation. My goal initially was to become an airline pilot. That is what I wanted to do. And then life kind of got in the way. I instead was an air traffic controller with the FAA. Moved all across the U.S. with the FAA. And then actually left federal service to start a real estate company. That went very well, and one thing led to another, and I was able to exit production and pretty much exit the day-to-day business. My girlfriend, who now became my wife, told me how much she wanted to go to Alaska, and so we came up in the dead of winter because I knew that if I brought her up in the summertime, she would fall in love with it, but if I brought her up in winter, I would truly know if she wanted to stay here or not. And so I brought her up in the dead of winter, and she absolutely fell in love with it.
And there's a use for the broken things you've lost. If you hold it loose, you'll find that there is room for the rhythm of it all.
So what do I do here now? Well, now my wife and I do own a small little real estate company up here. I, for the most part, get to go out and play pretty much every day. I have a bunch of great agents that work for us, which allows me to go out and do this kind of thing and show Alaska to you.
To see the rhythm of it all.
All right, we're getting into the Kinnick area right now. And so I am going to be having my head on a swivel here for a little bit because there's a lot of helicopters and a lot of airplanes out here. So I'm going to be kind of head on a swivel here. Let's get out to where we need to go, and we'll do some landings. Looking for a nice little stretch of water here that I can land in. We are looking at the winds. There's not too much wind out here. Tons of open water out here. So I'm going to do a loop over the top of this because I want to just see what I'm working with. I want to be looking for glacial ice, and polarized lenses really help with this. But I'm looking to see where the glacial ice is, if there's anything in the water. Glacial water is usually pretty murky because you have all the minerals coming in from the glacier. So we're going to be watching for that. But I have a spot that I kind of want to go to. But thankfully the walls aren't too high today, so even if it cabs, it won't be horrible for me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've got a spot that I want to go. Connect traffic, white, yellow flow pacer operating, tow the Connect, low level. All right, wind is calm. I'm gonna set this up for a landing. I have a perfect route that I want to go.
Bonanza's coming up on the south side of the Connect Gorge, low level, heading back towards Picnic Strip.
Connect traffic, white, yellow flow pacer setting down, tow the Connect. Yeah, buddy. Well, welcome to Connect. Let's get out and take a look, shall we?
Well, greetings from Connect Glacier. We are the only airplane on this lake right now. And I say lake, I use lake very loosely. This is not a lake. This is a glacial pool, if you would. Basically, this pond that we're in right now, that's the toe of the Connect Glacier. I saw a couple helicopters overhead. Saw a float plane fly over, but nobody else has landed so far. And I'm gonna be really honest with you. Like I said, I have been eyeballing this since last year. I did this once last year, got a killer photo out here. But after the winter we had, we needed days like this. I needed days like this. We're in the 60s today. Even out here at the glacier, it's in the 60s. Beautiful, beautiful blue sky. Like I said, after that winter was really long. And so it's good to be able to get out. I'm really super grateful that there was no ice out here today to block where I wanted to land. I had a really great line coming in, and I mean, the ice is just kind of out of my way. Nothing submerged, but you can see what I'm talking about here. I'll show you in just a second. So you can kind of barely see the edge of the submerged part of my floats. The only thing you can actually really see is the algae line from being in Lake Hood. But it's very, very silty out here. So you can't even really even see my water rudder down there right now. When I was talking about water rudders, these are the water rudders. And they sit in the water like that so they can steer like a boat. There's two of them, one on that side, one on this side. So I'm gonna kind of hang out here for a little bit, enjoy the scenery, and get back on the plane and go have lunch with my wife.
Darling, stay for a little longer while I hold your time will wait. So just rest your head upon my shoulder, nothing in our way. It's colder, but the day's not over yet. Golden days drifting far away. Light is leaving town. Colors fade, but I'm thinking we stay just for a little while. Let's lose track of time. Darling, stay for a little longer while I hold your time will wait. So just rest your head upon my shoulder, nothing in our way. It's colder, but the day's not over yet.
Well, that was absolutely awesome. That was impossible to complain about. I sat out in front of that glacier for about an hour and a half, just taking it all in. I mean, it's a beautiful Alaskan day. We had a really long winter, and no better way to really get into the swing of summer than just hanging out in front of the glacier. We use our airplanes up here very, very different than those in the lower 48. And so this is my way of showing you how we use our airplanes to do day-to-day life and how we use our airplanes to get out and go explore more places in Alaska. If you like this kind of content, make sure to hit the subscribe button. I would absolutely love to have you as a follower of this channel. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. It really does help with the YouTube algorithm. It helps get our videos in front of more people just like you. If you want to see something specific up here, drop me a comment. Let me know what you want to see on this channel, because again, I make these videos for you. So until the next video, get out there, go adventure, and we'll see you on the next one.